Commissioner Decker, Densberger,
Here.
Jeffers,
Here.
Call,
Here.
Mayor Mingus.
Here.
All present except Commissioner Decker, Your Honor.
Thank you. Please stand for the invocation. May stand for the pledge.
Shall I pray? Heavenly Father, thank you for the good day you've given us here in our area, our city. We would be remiss if we did not mention, ask for your guidance and care for those primarily in the southeast and now the east with the hurricane, the aftermath of the hurricane. Many communities still recovering, floodwaters still rising, and I know the police and fire and responders that are trying to provide safety. We do pray for them as well as the residents that are in a tough spot for a while. And again, the crews that restore electricity, and it's just such a mess, and we don't usually experience that here, but just we're mindful of the times we have, and so we grieve with them. Thank you for those from our fire department able to serve today on the honor flight to Washington with our veterans. Such a neat thing for the passengers to visit the memorials and visit our nation's capital, and good that we can have people that would volunteer to serve and go with them and take care of their needs. So that's a good thing that we can be thankful for. Pray for us as we deliberate the city's business, and thank you for your blessings to our community this time. In your name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Approval of minutes, please.
Mr. Mayor, I move that the minutes of the regular meeting held on August 21st, 2018, the minutes of the special meeting held on August 24th, 2018, and the minutes of the regular meeting held on September 4th, 2018 be approved as printed.
For discussion, roll call.
Commissioner Densberger,
Aye.
Jeffers,
Aye.
Call,
Aye.
Mayor Mingus.
Aye.
All present voting aye, Your Honor.
Thank you very much. Communications tonight. We have the annual proclamation, whereas the Knights of Columbus are dedicated to works of charity, unity, fraternity, and patriotism, and whereas intellectual disabilities affect 1 out of every 10 families in America, and whereas the Knights of Columbus are committed to enhancing the quality of life of people with intellectual and physical disabilities throughout the state of Illinois, and whereas the city of East Peoria recognizes all the voluntary services provided to the citizens of East Peoria, and whereas the Knights of Columbus raise funds and hand out Tootsie Rolls at local retailers, and whereas the money raised helps to significantly enhance the quality of life of people with disabilities. Now therefore, I, David W. Mingus, Mayor of the City of East Peoria, do hereby proclaim September 17, 2018 through September 23, 2018 as Support Citizens with Intellectual Disabilities Week in the City of East Peoria, and call upon citizens to recognize and support the Knights of Columbus in this most worthwhile and humanitarian effort for the 49th annual drive for children and adults with intellectual disabilities and their families. Great to have you back.
Don't know where the year went.
I know. Thanks for all you do. It's time to handing up $1 or more. You take more than $1 if we have it, right?
I guess he'd take a check, Mayor, if you had a check. Thank you.
Very good. All right, thank you. Appreciate it.
Thank you very, very much. We'll see you out there at Kroger's and the different. Yep.
Thank you.
This is just the beginning.
Here, John.
Yeah.
You're the one that goes to them.
Oh, no.
Yeah, it's just gonna hit. Let me give you this proclamation for you. Okey dokey. Next proclamation, whereas all 50 states, the District of Columbia, and the United States territories require the use of car seats for children traveling in motor vehicles. And whereas car seats are enacted because they save lives and prevent injuries. And whereas on the average, 2 children under 13 were killed every day in 2016 while riding in cars, SUVs, pickups, and vans, an 8% increase in fatalities from 2015. And whereas in 2016, of the 723 children 12 and younger who were killed riding in passenger vehicles, nearly 1 in 3 were not in car seats, booster seats, or seat belt. Whereas injury potentially could have been avoided had these children been buckled up, and whereas by educating parents and caregivers about the best way to keep children safe while traveling in cars, no matter how short or long the trip, we can work together to eliminate these preventable deaths and injuries. And whereas parents and caregivers are encouraged to participate in car seat safety checks, such as the ones conducted from 1 until 4 p.m. the first Wednesday of the month at the East Peoria Fire Department Central Station, to make sure their children are in the right car seats for their age and size, and that these seats are installed correctly. Now therefore, I, David W. Mingus, Mayor of the City of East Peoria, do hereby proclaim September 23rd through 29th, 2018 as Child Passenger Safety Week, and call upon all citizens to help reduce injuries and the tragic loss of life by buckling up their children every trip, every time. Commissioner Call, very important, isn't it?
Very important. Appreciate the fire department doing that. There's always quite a few people that take them up on it as well, so.
There's grandparents to do the same, because I found that we lose track on, number one, the safe car seat sometimes if they're too old, and the other is to make sure that they're buckled in right. So everybody come down. Okay. Any other communications, Madam Clerk?
None tonight, Your Honor.
Public comment from the audience on an agenda item, come forward. Welcome, Charlie.
Thank you. I was unable to attend the last meeting, and I watched it on TV, but I must have missed something, and I have a question on Resolution 1819066 and 67, and it has nothing to do with the engineering company doing whatever they're going to do. That's my question. What are we going to do to that roundabout? I don't know, and I'd like to know.
This process has gone back several years where we've had Midwest do some preliminary work. I know we've had a working session in some time past where we had like even an animation that showed the configuration of the proposed roundabout, the traffic flow, the pauses, and Rob may address this later if he chooses, but this is really just following up with what's been put in place for a few years. PUATS, we're on the PUATS, the area-wide funding mechanism, which will give us a 70-30 match on the project. And so this roundabout here is, when constructed, it's not there yet, of course, will go in by Huck's and the Embassy Suites and the Michael Bridge. That's where this one is being proposed.
So you're not doing anything to this one?
No, this is a brand
Okay,
new.
my second question then is, did you do a traffic study on the one you're doing? Because you didn't on this one, and it is terrible. That's my next question. Did we do a traffic study? Because last time we did not.
We did. We had Midwest complete that as part of the PUATS project when we submitted that for project.
Well, good. And hopefully you're not going to put one in at Springfield Road, because I can't get home between November and the first of the year now, and I'm glad we have all that traffic. But if you put that roundabout in there, unless you have a police officer at every intersection, I mean every intersection, you can't turn. Nobody will move. And I'm glad we're using 74. I'm glad we can get all the people we can get here. But if you lived on Springfield Road and you can't get home and nobody will move for fear of losing their spot, you're going to have to come up with the manpower and the money from Muller to the foot of the hill on every one of those streets, because you can't turn. Thank you.
Thank you, Charlie. Good seeing you. Anybody else? Seeing no one else, consent agenda, no objections. Commissioner Densberger, over to you.
Mr. Mayor, I move to adopt a consent agenda consisting of items numbered 1 through 9 as listed on the agenda for this meeting to be considered by omnibus vote.
Second, please.
Second.
Commissioner Call, discussion, roll call.
Commissioner Densberger?
Aye.
Jeffers?
Aye.
Call?
Aye.
Mayor Mingus?
Aye.
All present voting, aye, Your Honor.
Thank you very much.
Then, Mr. Mayor, I move you that items numbered 1 through 9 listed on the consent agenda be hereby approved and adopted. The items numbered 2 through 9, having been read once by their title and having laid on the table for no less than 1 week for public inspection, be adopted as presented.
Second, please.
Second.
Commissioner Call, discussion, roll call, please.
Commissioner Densberger?
Aye.
Jeffers?
Aye.
Call?
Aye.
Mayor Mingus?
Aye.
All present voting, aye, Your Honor.
Thank you very much.
Okay. I have 2 items this evening, Your Honor. Resolution number 1819-064. Be it resolved by the Council of the City of East Peoria, Illinois, that resolution number 1819-064 hereto attached, a resolution accepting the lowest responsible bid from Crescent Electric Supply Company for the Levy District Decorative Lighting Upgrade Project in the amount of $19,920 be approved, and that this resolution number 1819-064 be accepted on its first reading as read by its title and be laid on the table for no less than 1 week for public inspection.
Second, please.
Second.
Commissioner Call.
Thank you, Commissioner. This is part of an ongoing process that the city's been going through to upgrade lighting and try and save some money on and improve lighting throughout the city. This particular project does not qualify for support through Ameren. However, even though these fixtures were installed in the levy district in 2011, they are still somewhat dated by today's standards. We can expect a 81% energy reduction with a rate of, with a payback on this of well under a year. Annual energy savings will be is estimated to be $33,861. The new fixtures have a 5-year warranty, and with the cost to Crescent, as I said, the payback is less than a year.
Very good. Unbelievable savings too, aren't they?
It is.
Other discussion?
I'm not sure if you mentioned it, maybe you did, and it was Daisy. There were 4 competitive bids, and this was the lowest.
Yeah.
Roll call, please.
Commissioner Densberger?
Aye.
Jeffers?
Aye.
Call?
Aye.
Mayor Mingus?
Aye.
All present voting, aye, Your Honor.
Thank you.
And it looks like Morgan wants me to read resolution number 1819-065 at length. Whereas EP Downtown LLC, the owner of the following parcel numbers, 010132-205, 010, 010132-205, 013, and 010132-205, 016. The property has filed a complaint with the Tazewell County Board of Review for the purpose of challenging the assessed value assigned to the property tax for tax year 2017. And whereas the owner of the property has appealed the decision to the Board of Review to the Illinois Property Tax Appeal Board, and whereas it is in the best interest of the city to intervene in the proceedings related to the property currently pending before the PTAB, now therefore be it resolved that the Council of the City of East Peoria, Tazewell County, Illinois, that the city attorney is hereby authorized and directed to petition for leave to intervene in the proceedings involving the assessment of the property, which proceedings are identified by the following case numbers currently pending before the Illinois Property Tax Appeal Board: 2007-00761, PIN number 010132-205-010, 2017-00762, PIN number 010132-205-016, and parcel number 2017-00763, PIN number 010132-205-013. Mr. Mayor, I move you that resolution number 1819-065 be adopted as presented.
Second, please.
Second.
Commissioner Call.
Thank you, Commissioner. As stated, this simply directs the city attorney to intervene and contest the protest. This is not the first time these properties have been protested. In fact, I believe that the 2015 tax year is still pending review. So we plan to intervene in this one as well.
Thank you. Well explained. Other discussion? Roll call, please.
Commissioner Densberger?
Aye.
Jeffers?
Aye.
Call?
Aye.
Mayor Mingus?
Aye.
All present voting aye, Your Honor.
Thank you.
That's all I have, sir.
Thank you. Unusual.
It is.
Commissioner Jeffers.
I have 3 items tonight, Mr. Mayor. First one, be it resolved by the council of the city of East Peoria, Illinois, that resolution number 1819-063, hereto attached, a resolution approving engineering services contract with Midwest Engineering Associates for the water filtration system upgrade at the North Main Water Treatment Plant be approved, and that this resolution number 1819-063 be accepted on its first reading as read by its title and be laid on the table for no less than 1 week for public inspection.
Second, please.
Second.
Commissioner Densberger.
Thank you, Commissioner Densberger. The North Main Street Water Plant is approximately 50 years old, and actually, I think we're probably maybe 10 years beyond a graceful period of really doing this, but we've been able to extend the life of it. But nonetheless, there is a need for some design work done, and Midwest is our company of choice to do this. The cost is around $29,000 to do the engineering at this time, and we're looking towards construction, actually, of these plans in the budget year 19 and 20. So you've got to plan your work before you can work your plan, and so this is part of that. And Dennis, maybe you could comment on this one as well as the next one. The next 2, actually. We got 3 here together that involve Midwest and what we're doing, but this is for this one. But if I can just divert and it'll tie it together as a package.
Yeah, in 96 and 97, there was some work done on these plants to extend the life. It was expected that they would last roughly 10 years. We were expected to do something major in 2006. In 2006, the IEPA actually issued us a letter basically saying these filters and this plant is nearing its end of its useful life. It's now 2018, so we're 12 years beyond that 2006 useful life extension. We're at the point, if we don't plan for this, it's going to become an emergency repair, which will be probably closer to 2 times the cost when we expect to be done. Obviously, anything done in an emergency becomes way more expensive. We need to do something. We need to do it now. We've worked with Midwest before. They've been involved in the preliminaries several years ago where this was presented as a project that we needed to do. We really need to move it to the front and make it a project that we're actually concentrating and working on before it becomes an emergency and we have to do
Yeah,
something major.
these filters are large. This isn't,
Yeah, this job will probably entail removing the roof in the front of the building to remove these filters and bring new filters in and replumb everything, put a new roof and a new facade on the front of the building. So it's almost a complete reconstruction of the entire facility. And you know, like I said, this is the beginning piece. We really can't even estimate a cost until we can get
The plan.
something done along the lines of the engineering piece completed. So this is the beginning stages we have to have. And then depending on where the next piece comes, when we get to budget time, we're talking about whether this is 1920 or a 1920/2021 project where we try to split it, or whether we have to look at an IEPA loan process to get this project done because we don't really know where it's going to fall as an expense.
okay.
Other discussion?
I could comment on the other two.
We'll
the
wait
next
on, we'll
ones.
wait on those because they are tied together.
Okay, roll call, please.
Commissioner Densberger?
Aye.
Jeffers?
Aye.
Call?
Aye.
Mayor Mingus?
Aye.
All present voting aye, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Next, Mr. Mayor. Be it resolved by the council of the city of East Peoria, Illinois, that resolution number 1819-066, hereto attached, a resolution approving supplemental engineering services contract with Midwest Engineering Associates for the Camp Street River Road intersection improvements, the roundabout, be approved, and that this resolution number 1819-066 be accepted on its first reading as read by its title and be laid on the table for no less than 1 week for public inspection.
Second, please.
Second.
Densberger?
Thank you, Commissioner Densberger. This is a preliminary engineering expense that we have regarding the service contract with Midwest. And the one following this is the full-blown engineering drawings, et cetera, for the project as a whole. This is the roundabout which was brought up in the early part of our meeting, to be located at Camp Street and River Road by the Michael Bridge and Embassy Suites, Huck's, Bass Pro Drive, it all ties, Camp Street all ties together. It's been a few years ago, I'm not sure, just a couple, 3 years ago when we did some of the preliminary. I know Courtney, one of the engineers that works for Midwest, I think she's the one that was her area. She made the presentation here on a working session. It's a long time ago, but not really. A very good presentation. It really showed what was proposed. It's not just a simple roundabout. It's multi-lane, turn lane, exit lane. And I'm thinking perhaps as we move ahead with this, it'd be good if we had, if that was still available, Rob, that we could link to that on the city website, because you could, with all the technology we had, to pull that up and look at it and see what's in the works. It really explains a lot as to what's being proposed here. This is a PUATS, Peoria area funded mechanism here, a 70-30 split, and this will be a big deal when it comes about. I mean, it comes about the roundabout. What we have there now is not working very well, and this is the best solution we have. I know there's negatives and positives, everything we do, but this, from what we've seen and what's accepted practice in this location, I think if you see the animation that's there that shows the traffic study and actual traffic, animated through this, the traffic flow it can handle and what's going to happen, it'll be pretty impressive when it's all there. So, Rob, you have any comment to make on these at all?
Well, I just want to remind everyone.
Why don't you come up to I know that
Yeah,
our
stand up tall.
Mark and crew will like that.
Sure. Just want to remind everyone that, this project started like in 13 or 14. And, to the city's credit and the project's credit, it was selected over a lot of competition, funding short. Every community submits for this PUATS funding. Your project was selected because of need, because they see the proposed improvements of benefit. IDOT just did all the bridge work and planning for this roundabout, adding the dual rights, because they see that's a congested intersection. So I want to bring that, remind everyone of that. That's, it's kind of a pat on your back. It's a good project that the community recognizes as important. This supplement's in front of you. A lot of it's to subs. We spent the past 2.5 years trying to get out of some scope of work that had to do with environmental issues, not because we don't want to save the environment, just the amount that's probably out there because that intersection was raised. Long story short, it seemed like not the best use of funds. Federal statutes are federal statutes, and we have to do it. So a lot of that supplement is to an environmental sub to meet IDOT's final requirement, and a lot of it's for the appraisal process. We're within that year time frame now, and now's the time we got to get the land acquisition started. So most of that is just pass-through money is really what this is to get this tidied up.
Mm-hmm. Thank you. It's interesting that, we're proposing the construction of this out a couple years from now. It will coincide with, maybe on the heels of or following the bridge reconstruction of Murray Baker Bridge and et cetera. And we know whenever there's a major shutdown of Murray Baker, the way they detour traffic is this right through here. It becomes a place of more congestion. So I don't know that we're going to be getting it done before the bridge. We're not, but it would have been nice if it would have been. But it just shows you this is a real hub area of the area as well as our community, and it's very important.
And the only thing I guess I would hope for in the design is that, I go through our existing roundabout a couple of times every day at least, and the issue that is recurring, I get cut off at least once a week coming through that because people don't seem to understand which lane they need to be in to go which direction. I would hope through signage, perhaps lane division or whatever, that we can get people in the right lane so that, because this is going to be a 2 or 3 lane wide roundabout, and if you're in the wrong lane and try to jump over 2, it's going to be a rather large problem. So, but roundabouts are highly efficient if everybody knows what they're doing. So I guess that's my caution, is to market and provide signage so that people can tell which lane they're supposed to be in to go where.
Other discussion?
Yeah, I gotta be honest, I've been struggling with this one. I'm not a fan of them, not because I don't know how to use them, but bring some popcorn sometime and watch people use this small one down here. I've stated publicly that I wouldn't support one at the bottom of Springfield Road. I don't agree with one going there. I wasn't privy to the working session. I do recall the city having one. It was prior to me serving on the council. And if I do recall it, it was an excellent presentation. I know there were some questions asked, some concerns at that time. So this has been about a 5-year in the making deal to get to this point. So I don't want to rain on anyone's parade. I just have a lot of reservation and a lot of concern, especially where it's going. Just compared to the small one we have out here. Without question, I've been through that area down there during rush hour, and it's not working. It is certainly not working. So really struggling here. Got to be honest, right up to this moment of whether to support it or not. As someone not being a fan of it, my gut's telling me no. But at the end of the day, sometimes you don't make decisions based on your personal opinion sitting in this chair. So I'll go ahead and support it with great caution this evening. So.
Very good. Rob, I've looked at the research. It says they're safer. You believe all that, right?
Oh, yeah, they are safer, yes.
Okay.
And that part is true. I agree that everyone's cautioned about our ability to adapt. But it's probably the best bullet in the gun we have for intersections right now in the traffic engineering world.
Very good, thank you. Roll call, please. Roll call, please.
Commissioner Densberger?
Aye.
Jeffers?
Aye.
Call?
Aye.
Mayor Mingus?
Aye.
All present voting aye, Your Honor.
Thank you very much.
And I guess, let's see, that's all, Mr. Mayor, this time.
Very good. Commissioner Call.
You have
Oh, I
You
do.
have one more yet.
I'm sorry, I
18,
already
19.
passed that one to Commissioner Call. I have one more. I said I had 3,
You
didn't I? All right, here we go. Here we go. The second of the two concerning the roundabout. Be it resolved by the Council of the City of East Peoria, Illinois, that resolution number 1819-067, hereto attached, a resolution approving construction engineering services contract with Midwest Engineering Associates for Camp Street River Road intersection improvements roundabout be approved, and that this resolution number 1819-067 be accepted on its first reading as read by its title and be laid on the table for no less than 1 week for public inspection.
Second, please.
Second.
Commissioner Call.
Thank you, Commissioner Call. I apologize for getting behind myself here, but no, this is for the full-blown engineering drawing package, which has not been done at all, and then this is in anticipation of going out for bid eventually here and construction the next couple of years plus. And PUATS, again, it's mentioned as being a funding source, 70-30 split with the city as a regional program, and I think Mr. Culp said well that we competed with several other projects, and they saw the value in this project. And so we were being judged by that. We have other projects as well in the hopper for them to consider, but this is by and large probably the largest we've had in a while since maybe Summit Drive. And so this is along those lines.
Thank you. Roll call, please.
Commissioner Densberger?
Aye.
Jeffers?
Aye.
Call?
Aye.
Mayor Mingus?
Aye.
All present voting aye, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Now I'm done.
Thank you, Commissioner Jefferson. Commissioner Call, please.
One item this evening, sir. Resolution number 1819-069. Resolution authorizing temporary increase in the number of firefighters on the East Peoria Fire Department. Whereas Title I, Chapter 5, Section 2.1 of the East Peoria City Code authorizes the City Council to determine from time to time by resolution the number of individuals to hold each rank on the fire department. And whereas it is anticipated that one of the fire department members will retire from the East Peoria Fire Department in the near future, and whereas the East Peoria Fire Department would like to begin the hiring process as soon as possible so that the new probationary firefighter may attend the upcoming fire academy in October. Whereas it is in the best interest of the City of East Peoria to temporarily increase the total number of individuals holding the rank of firefighter on the East Peoria Fire Department from 30 to 31. And whereas it is in the best interest of the city that after the fire department member's retirement, the city of East Peoria decrease the total number of individuals holding the rank of firefighter on the East Peoria Fire Department from 31 to 30. Now therefore be it resolved by the council of the city of East Peoria, Tazewell County, Illinois, that Section 1, effective immediately, the fire department of the city of East Peoria shall consist of the following personnel: A, 1 fire chief; B, 2 deputy fire chiefs; C, 3 assistant fire chiefs; D, 9 lieutenants; E, 31 firefighters; F, 1 paid on-call firefighter. Section 2, the fire chief is hereby authorized and directed to notify the Police and Fire Commission of the temporary increase in firefighters and to request the Police and Fire Commission to undertake the process of appointing a probationary firefighter to fill the position hereby created. Section 3, effective on the retirement of the fire department member, the fire department of the city of East Peoria shall consist of the following personnel: A, 1 fire chief; B, 2 deputy fire chiefs; C, 3 assistant fire chiefs; D, 9 lieutenants; E, 30 firefighters; F, 1 paid on-call firefighter. Mr. Mayor, I move you that resolution number 1819-069 be adopted as presented.
Second, please.
Second.
Commissioner Densberger.
Thank you, Commissioner Densberger. We just kind of went through this exercise here not too long ago, as we were short. With this being said, we have 1 member of the fire department that has expressed his desire to retire here within probably a matter of months. The next fire academy is October 15th. This would allow us to get in front of it instead of trying to play catch-up, which in turn costs us a lot of overtime. So this will allow us to put this probationary firefighter in the academy. Swear him in October 1st is the goal. The academy starts the 15th, and that way he'll be in place by time the retirement comes around.
Very good. Other discussion? Roll call, please.
Commissioner Densberger?
Aye.
Jeffers?
Aye.
Call?
Aye.
Mayor Mingus?
Aye.
All present voting aye, Your Honor.
Thank you very much.
That's all I have, sir.
Thank you, Commissioner Call. Anybody in the audience want to speak to the council on a non-agenda item, come forward. Saying no one come forward, comments from the council. Commissioner Decker's not here. Commissioner Densberger.
Nothing further, sir.
Commissioner Jeffers.
Nothing. I did mention in my invocation that we do have several of ours from our city's ranks that are, I'm not sure when they fly back, pretty soon, I guess, from Washington DC, where they accompanied an honor flight of veterans. I think, I'm not sure if it was Vietnam vets or.
It's a mixture.
Mixture
Yeah,
of
World War
of all.
II, Vietnam,
I know
Korea.
that there was a flight just a matter of a few weeks ago that was maybe more World War II, which are not that many anymore. But anyway, I know of at least 4 of our people, maybe Chief Brown would tell us. 4 altogether. That's neat. So I'm glad the city can participate, that they've volunteered their time to make the flight and be a service as needed. That's a great thing. That's all I have.
Thank you, Commissioner Call.
On behalf of Chief Beck, who's on that honor flight, he asked if I'd mention a couple of things. As everyone knows, we have that code red available. You can access it on the city's website. I signed up for it today, and basically that you can get it via email, text message, whatever your preference is, and you can actually click on what you want to receive messages pertaining to, whether it's police, fire, city, public works, east side is on there. There's a variety of options that you can opt in or opt out. It's a very, very neat thing to have. So I want to remind folks that is available. And then secondly, the fire department, and I believe Peoria Fire Department may be working on this as well. Our fire department's been working with partnering with A21 to fight human trafficking, and they have what's called the Walk for Freedom. That'll take place on October 20th, and it starts at the Peoria Fire Central House, and it ends here in East Peoria at our Central Firehouse. And you can find information on that on the East Peoria Fire Department Facebook page. So I wanted to mention that. You know, I don't think people realize how serious that has become. I happened to be at the Holiday Inn Express here in East Peoria, and I walked in, and their entire staff was being given a presentation on human trafficking and what to look for, which I thought was awesome, that that hotel group is ahead of the curve as far as educating their staff on what to look for. So, a few more things just to mention real quick. On Saturday, the 22nd, down here in the Levy District, we have the cruise in. That's from 4 to 7. The weather should actually be decent, temperature-wise. So that is this Saturday, the 22nd. We have IESA State Baseball at Eastside, 9/28 and 9/29 coming up. We also have the Moms Who Care on Saturday, 9/29, and they've done something a little bit different down here. You can sign up for a 1, 2, or a 3-mile walk along the Camp Street Trail, and all those proceeds go to an absolutely awesome cause, the Moms Who Care program at the high school. And then last but not least, JDRF is having their annual fundraiser here in East Peoria on 9:30. That's a walk as well.
Thank you, John. Busy time.
Yes, sir.
Want to
That's
just mention, go ahead, I'm sorry.
Nope, that's it.
Just want to mention that John and I attended the Beautification Commission potluck yesterday. And we really want to say thank you to all those volunteers. They do a great job. They're going to do the Christmas Splendor coming up here real soon. But volunteerism, as we were talking earlier, is kind of a dying art, dying thing, and they're just super. And then secondly, the Historical Society had their ice cream social, and just really appreciate all they do too. And kind of a sad note here, I call everyone's attention to the passing last Friday of Barbara Doring Healy, age 94. Barbara and her husband Jim were founders of the East Peoria Historical Society and made a gift to the community of the Doring Homestead on Pekin Avenue, something that we really cherish in our community. The Historic Society maintains this. Many other items of the historic interest were maintained in a neighboring house, also gifted to the community by Barbara and Jim, and are now used as the Historical Society's museum. The Doring family had deep roots in East Peoria, and Barbara was a grand lady who deeply loved this community. So we'll miss her and appreciate all the family's done. Motion to adjourn, please.
Mr. Mayor, I move that we adjourn until Tuesday evening, October 2nd, 2018 at 6 p.m.
Second, please.
Second.
Then Commissioner Densberger, roll call.
Commissioner Densberger?
Aye.
Jeffers?
Aye.
Call?
Aye.
Mayor Mingus?
Aye.
All present voting aye, Your Honor.
Thank you. We are adjourned. It's hard to believe October is our next